There's a moment that happens to a lot of people. Late at night, lights off, phone in hand. You're checking your bank balance. Not because you're excited, not because you expect good news, but because you need to know how bad it is. Maybe your rent just cleared. Maybe your car declined earlier today and you're still pretending it didn't bother you. Maybe you're quietly counting days in your head. Okay, if I don't spend anything extra, I should be fine. And the weird part? On paper, you're doing okay. You have a job, you're responsible, you're trying. But somehow, money always feels tight, always fragile. Like everything is fine as long as nothing goes wrong. I used to think this feeling was about income or inflation or the economy. But honestly, the more time I spent thinking about money, human behavior, and why some people quietly build wealth while others stay stressed forever, the more I realized something uncomfortable. Most people don't struggle with money because they're bad at it. They struggle because they never reach one specific financial milestone. And here's the crazy part. It's not flashy. It's not impressive. Nobody brags about it. But if you reach it, money feels lighter. Decisions feel calmer. Mistakes stop feeling like disasters. And if you never reach it, life always feels one bill away from panic. So today, let's talk about that milestone. Why most people never reach it, and why crossing it quietly changes everything. Let's talk about that constant tension around money. Not panic, not crisis, just pressure. Your car works, for now. Your job is stable, for now. Your health is fine, for now. But there's no margin. One unexpected bill doesn't feel annoying. It feels dangerous. And most people think this feeling disappears when you earn more. It doesn't. It just upgrades. Someone making $40,000 feels it. Someone making $80,000 feels it. Someone making $150,000 still feels it, just with nicer furniture and bigger obligations. Because this isn't about income, it's about exposure. When every dollar already has a job, rent, food, subscriptions, debt, your money arrives already exhausted. And living like that does something to your brain. You stop planning long term. You stop thinking strategically. You start optimizing for relief, not progress. That's why people make money decisions they know aren't smart, not because they're careless, but because survival thinking takes over. Before investing, before wealth, before freedom, there's something else. The milestone most people never reach is financial slack. Slack is breathing room, not luxury, not abundance, breathing room. It's when your life doesn't fall apart if something goes wrong. A $1,200 car repair is annoying, not catastrophic. An unexpected expense doesn't send you into panic mode. And here's the key thing most people miss. Slack doesn't have a universal number. For some people, it's $5,000 untouched. For others, it's 3 months of expenses. For someone else, it's simply not living paycheck to paycheck anymore. But once you have slack, money behaves differently. You stop reacting. You start choosing. You negotiate better. You walk away from bad deals. You stop making desperate decisions. Because stress shrinks your thinking. Slack expands it. That's why two people with the same income can live completely different financial lives. Same salary, same bills, different pressure. Most people never build financial slack because modern life quietly works against it. First, lifestyle creep. Income goes up, spending follows. Better apartment, new car payment, more subscriptions. It doesn't feel reckless, it feels normal. Second, social pressure. We live in a culture that rewards appearance, not stability. Nobody sees your emergency fund. Nobody applauds your buffer. But everyone notices the upgrades. Third, the myth of later. A lot of people think slack comes after success, after the promotion, after the big raise. But slack doesn't arrive automatically. It's built intentionally. And then there's the hardest part. A lot of people are supporting more than just themselves.
partners, family, obligations, which makes saving feel selfish. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Without Slack, you're always one problem away from needing help yourself. Slack isn't selfish, it's stabilizing.
The biggest change when you finally have Slack isn't financial, it's emotional. You sleep better. You pause before reacting. You stop panicking over small things. Money stops shouting. You stop chasing quick wins. You stop feeling pressure from every opportunity. You think in years, not weeks. Urgency fades. Strategy appears. And this is why people with Slack look lucky. They're not lucky. They're calm. Building Slack isn't exciting. It's boring. It's repetitive. It's invisible. First, define your real survival number, not your dream lifestyle, your baseline. Second, separate Slack from spending. Different account, different bank. If it's easy to touch, it will get spent. Third, prioritize Slack before aggressive investing. Investing without Slack increases stress. Fourth, protect it fiercely. Slack is not for convenience, it's for stability. And finally, be patient. Slack builds slowly, but once it exists, everything else gets easier. Wealth isn't about how much you make, it's about how much pressure you're under. Two people can have the same net worth. One feels rich, the other feels trapped. Slack is the difference. You don't need to be rich to feel stable, but you do need Slack, that quiet buffer between you and chaos. The milestone most people never reach won't impress strangers, but it will change how you live, how you decide, how you rest, how you plan. And if this way of thinking about money resonates, if it made you pause for a second or rethink how you're approaching things, you might want to stick around. I talk a lot about money like this, not hype, not shortcuts, just the quiet shifts that actually change how life feels over time. So if that sounds useful, feel free to subscribe. No pressure, just, it's there. And either way, take care of yourself because stability comes before everything else.